Hey guys, it's Paradise, and us Monster Hunter fans have a lot to be excited about today. We've received a ton of new information about the monsters and over 20 minutes of brand new gameplay. This includes hints about cool subjects like a new ice monster and the return of classic monsters like Rathalos, and Lagiacrus. So get ready for an information-packed video with lots of exciting content, and all of this comes from IGN's continued coverage of Monster Hunter Wilds as part of their IGN First, and Casey has blessed us with a proper reveal of Gravios, which was previously teased in IGN's video on cooking. Alongside that, we got an additional article which talks about returning monsters, which covered interesting topics, like the returning monsters, their roles, Monster Hunter's legacy, and how the monsters shape the Monster Hunter experience. The Gravios gameplay is an awesome watch, and it looks like the devs have really given it a few new tricks and animation updates. Gravios is known for shooting big beams, and the heat beam is back in glorious fashion, as you can see the new visual style and visual effects that have been introduced for it in Wilds. Interestingly, the level of detail here has increased as Gravios has even more methods of expelling surplus heat from its heat beam usage, and we can see it steaming after using it and expelling the heat from below. There's two versions of this, a standard version and an enraged version that has even more steam and more visual heat, which is just awesome and super immersive. Gravios, however, did get some new moves, and one of the most notable is its direct down beam that cooks the floor below it. We've always found this style of move incredibly cool, so it's nice to see it be a part of Gravios' kit. It really reminds us of Safi'jiiva's Sapphire Star, which is one of our favorite Monster Hunter moves ever. Now let's indulge on a bit of speculation. The addition of Gravios to the monster roster seems a bit random. Perhaps Capcom simply wanted to increase the variety. However, it is interesting to note that they've introduced a new move that could potentially be reused for a collaboration monster. Consider Bale. While its attacks primarily consist of downwards heat beams, many of its moves and visual style is similar to Gravios. Could it be that Capcom is strategically laying the groundwork for an Elden Ring collaboration? It's certainly a possibility, and it would be epic. Some other notable things about Gravios is that it seems to be able to expel poison now, which wasn't the case for all of the forms of Gravios in previous entries. Maybe this is because the devs have confirmed that the juvenile version of Gravios, Basarios, will not be appearing in the game, even though it did appear in Rise Sunbreak. During the fight, we actually got to see some interactions with other monsters from the Oil Well Basin too. You can see Gravios brutally beaming a Rompopolo that is intruding on its personal space. This isn't a proper turf war, but it will be interesting to see all the different interactions that are in the full game. We also got to see that Ajarikon isn't as much of a pushover as Rompopolo, as it just comes swinging at Gravios, even breaking and wounding it, which is awesome to watch. In addition to the Gravios gameplay, we got some new bow gameplay, and something to highlight here is that we can see a new bow from a monster that we haven't seen yet. From the gameplay and the fact that it has ice element tied to it, the community is speculating that this could belong to the mystery monster that we've been waiting for since that Switch Axe weapon preview ages ago. The game releases soon, so it won't be long until we can find out exactly what this monster is. Now, from the article, we did get some insights into the returning monsters and some of the design choices for the new monsters. Something fun that we learnt from this article is that even members of the dev team thought that Radau was the flagship of Wilds because of how cool it looked. In the article, Fujioka explains, the design of Radau, the boss of the Windward Plains, was finished before that of Arkveld, the marquee monster in Wilds. I think part of a monster's character can be an appearance that simply makes you think it looks cool, even among all other unique monsters. He says we call these our handsome monsters. We believe that if we're able to have one of these cool monsters appear at just the right time, they'll stand out that much more as a unique character. We thought that Radau was in a good position for that even during the design stage, so we wanted it to be a cool monster. As Radau's design was finalized before Arkveld's, even some of our own staff thought it was the game's main monster until partway through development. That's just how handsome it is. However, once Arkveld's design was finalized, the whole team was satisfied that they found their flagship monster. Now, Radau obviously looks amazing, so I think we can understand why people thought that on the dev team. But going back to Gravios, this wasn't the only monster present in the gameplay that we haven't seen much of. In the gameplay, we saw a short clip of Rathian clashing with the rocky flying wyvern. We haven't actually seen a proper hunt against Rathian yet, so we're curious to see what changes it's undergone. This does raise the question though, which is what happened to Rathalos. It's easy to forget that Rathalos was basically the first monster to be revealed, as it was in the initial teaser trailer for Wilds right at the end, and we haven't seen it since. The returning monster article actually spoke about this, and it looks like the dev team are thinking carefully about the monster since it's so iconic. It says Rathalos, a monster that can be called a series mainstay. Rathalos' appearance in Wilds has already been revealed in a trailer, but how will it appear to us this time around? I asked, and Fujioka steadfastly kept everything, even its appearance and its environment, a secret. But what he did give me is a small glimpse at his feelings towards it. Wrath is the poster monster for the series, so we're keeping that a secret for now. I feel that Wrath is the kind of monster that makes both the creators and the players think, yep, this is Monster Hunter when it appears. That's why we always give it a lot of thought as to how it'll show up impactfully whenever we develop a new title. We really loved how they introduced Rathalos in Monster Hunter World, because you're finally like, yes, we get a real fight, and then you yeet it down a cliff. Hopefully there is something as memorable as that for Monster Hunter Wilds. Moving on to a community favorite monster, Lagiacrus or Lagiacrus depending how you want to say it, has been missing from the last few games, but the devs have had technical difficulties with it, as the monster is not being the best fit compared to other monsters. However, the devs did speak about the monster in the article, and it seems they are looking for the best time and way to bring it back. As Tokida says, Lagiacrus is a very memorable monster for both developers. The two were involved in its creation, with Fujioka as director during the development of Monster Hunter Tri and Tokida as its lead planner of the monsters. I'm one of the creators of Lagi myself, so I naturally have a deep attachment to it, is what Tokida said. I might even say I want to put it in the game more than anyone. There are a lot of difficulties, such as the fact that we haven't had aquatic battles or action ever since Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, of course. But we've heard everyone's voices loud and clear, and I want fans to know that I want it to make an appearance just as much as everyone. Well, Lagi is one of our faves too, so we love to hear that it could be back in Wilds even without the underwater combat features. They do have the Balahara in the game, so maybe they have solved some of the technical issues with the monster's shape and skeleton. But we are waiting for a water area either way, so it is great to know it's a priority for the team. Hopefully you enjoyed this, as there was a ton of information and stuff to get excited about, and of course we will be here to update you when any more Monster Hunter details drop, so make sure you're subscribed below. Here at Arekkz Gaming, we're two friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 26.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favorite games coming very soon.